Tips, Daggy and Beaver with you to look at a Group 1 meeting from Moonee Valley on Friday night. An 8-race card there. Beaver, anything caught your eye here?
Yeah, it's a nice little meeting here. I'm quite impressed by it. There's some good quality races, plenty of depth in a few, and hopefully we can find a couple of winners there.
And how's things travelling all right? How'd you finish up over the weekend? It's a long time ago now.
Yes, travelling pretty good there. I think all in all it was a pretty good weekend, wasn't it? The Beaver got the winner of the Slipper.
You did. I think Ross the boy rode in. He was quite happy with your work there. So
yes.
I think you did all right throughout the day, actually. Found a few at a price.
Yes, so pretty happy there. Mr. Brightside was another one I found.
Yeah. We had the Quinella in the All-Star Mile. And
yes, so all in all, not a bad outcome, I would have thought.
Yeah, so flying at the moment, Beaver. Hopefully we continue. We're going to be back tomorrow morning to look at the Vinery Stud meeting from Rose Hill and the Australian Cup meeting from Flemington. I've finished the form on them a bit earlier, and they're two pretty good cards, actually, so looking forward to all of that. But first of all, we've got the Valley to talk about, which is currently a soft 5. The take gets to good, the rail's in the true. So I'm hoping swoopers are in play throughout the night, but as we know, under lights it can be a bit tricky at times to make up ground. Is that how you've treated it?
Yeah, I have. I'm hoping you can make up ground because there's a few that I do have that I'm going to be relying on a bit of swooping, but we'll see how we go.
We kick off with the mile benchmark 70 to start the night. Plenty of pace up front in this one. In fact, what are you thinking here? I'm guessing you're going to go for your little boyfriend down the bottom.
Yeah, I am going to stick with Captain Joey. I think, as you said, there's going to be enough pace on here. That should ensure a truly run race, and hopefully it has. We know it's got the best finish here, so hopefully it can produce that, and it benefited from its first up tilt.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think the map sets up really well for it here to just be the last horse on the scene. Blake Shin will get it into motion early and, as you said, has the best sprint. Very hard to beat, I think. Nice way to start the night. In fact, the horse, I went looking for the 2 leaders, but just given the amount of pace here, I think Caesar's the one that's got to get past, but I do think it does get the best run here, Cap de Joie. The second is a 1,200 metre benchmark 64. We've lost a couple already. What am I doing here? What are you thinking here, Beaver? I'll start with you.
Yeah, look, this was a bit of a trickier race here, and I was trying hard to try and line these ones up. All of them have been going pretty good at the moment, actually, and have shown enough to suggest they could figure in this race. I've gone for It's Kind of Magic. I think this is its best chance to break through here, but all 3 runs have been pretty good. It's kind of sat on the pace and stuck on pretty well, and I think that can happen again here. I think it's drawn well in 5. It's got the right jockey in Zara, and it could be the one to beat. Certainly think each way's a good shot, and it's at a decent price.
Beauty. I've gone for another one at a price, the lightly raced I'm Innocent. I've liked both its last 2 starts. I know last one was synthetic, but it did win on turf before it went out. It's come back and won all its trials this time in. Tommy Stockdale takes a bit of weight off the top, and I think it's a great each-way play here. I think there's still a bit of upside to it. And I sort of agree with you, It's a Kind of Magic, and I thought Squammy was the main danger, all at an each-way price. I'm keen to play all 3. I think the map sets up well for all 3 of them there. So not a huge amount of pace, and they should get a pretty cozy run up there. We get to the third, which is the 2-year-olds, listed 1,200 metre race, the Valley Pearl. With a few of them stepping out for the first time. Brave Mead is still in, was nominated for both states on the weekend as well, but I'm sticking with it if it's here. I'm assuming it's here. That was very impressive last time out. It took a heap of improvement from the first to second starts. Now comes here from gate 2, should sit pretty close to the pace as well. And I think it's going to be very hard to beat. I think it's a talented horse. I had the main danger actually down the bottom there as both the first starters, Y Marie and Shawsey, have both trialled really well and bring a bit of fresh blood here. But I think this favourite might be hard to beat, Beaver.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think it is going to be super hard to beat. Its last win was pretty good, and gave Nothing Else a chance there at Pakenham. Again, it's drawn to get the right run here in gate 2. Speedy horse, and yeah, the race brigade looks to have them quite easily covered. Obviously, a couple unraced. Shoresy won a trial emphatically, but it'll be a test for it here against Brave Mead.
The fourth is a 2040 metre benchmark 64, where I am going to stick with the Waterhouse yard here. I was a bit disappointed in Geordie Troll's ride on TFLO Star last time. Just went too slow in front, got nabbed late, and then was actually coming back through the line. I think from an outside gate here on that bend, it has no choice but to go forward. I hope he puts the foot down quite early under the weight and keeps rolling. If he does that, I think it's going to be very hard to catch around the valley at around the $7 mark. Had it on top. Hopefully there's no loafing there on it, and it will be fit and firing in the finish. From Golden Crusader, it was pretty good first up. Does get inside gate, so I'm hoping finds that leader's back spot and gets last crack at it. But yeah, I think I'm going for the 2 at the top of the weights here. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I think that's right. I think the 2 at the top of the weights do hold the key here. I've switched him. I've gone for Golden Crusader. I like the 3 kilo claim here. Price generally trains up these middle distance stayers quite well. I think there's genuine improvement here from last preparation where it showed some ability, and based on its first up run, that was a pretty good run in that race because Caesar had all the favours up front and was just able to dictate there. I think the extra 400 is ideal, and I think this is the horse on the way up in this field.
Beautiful. The quaddie kicks off with the Sunline Stakes, a weight for age Group 2 over the mile. What are you thinking here? Pretty good quaddie to finish this card. What are you thinking in the first leg?
Yeah, really good first leg here and an interesting race. I'm sticking with Revolutionary Miss. I was pretty confident last start, and it duly saluted, sat in behind them there, had the right run, but did lose a couple of lengths when it had to switch back and switch out and hit the line. So really hard there. I think gate 5 here is perfect. I think it just sits probably 1 out, 1 back here. And as long as it doesn't give the leader in Celia Miss too easy a time up front, I think it can sit and sprint and be too strong.
You've summed that up pretty much exactly how I'm going to. I think it had a bit of hand on that field of beats. It, as you said, it didn't get out till late and was quite soft once it did. I've got it on top. I love Mickey D going on, as you know, big fan. Gets the right run here. My only concern, as yours is they let Cirilio Miss have a complete picnic in front. It's going to be very hard to run past, but I just think that clump of mares is now ripe for the picking, really. And the fillies are fresh blood, gets all the weight favours, best jockey, and yeah, keen at $4.50. We will be backing it. The 6th is the 9.55 final for the sprinters over the short course. And I am sticking with Foxycon, who's come back flying this prep. Both wins have been very impressive over the distance here. Sets up to have this field covered, and I think it does. I think the main danger, as the market suggests, is unflinching, but I think it has her covered as well. Most interesting horse in the race for me was Mr. Mosaic. Very interesting placement here to have it fresh, new yard, and just kick it off over 9.55. Could well still be the best horse after being sort of flapping around in that Sydney stuff, but a fresh start fit has a little bit scary, but I think Foxycon's going to be clearly the horse to beat, Beaver.
Yeah, same. Foxycon from the gate 2 here, clear on top pick from me, goes forward and probably gives these something to catch, just sits in there and looks the best horse in this race. So clear on top for me, and third up, Cherry Right.
Beautiful. The feature is the weight for age Group 1 over the 1,200 metres. The William Reid Stakes, $1 million race, and have got a pretty good field out of it. How did you line these up? You've got Benedetta down the bottom there, I assume, starting here. I haven't seen otherwise. Is nommed for the weekend as well. What are you thinking?
amazing field.
Yep.
Really, really, really good race and an interesting race at that. Imperatrix was really good in its first run in Australia. Switches to go the other way here, so that'll be back a change up there. I'm going for Jigsaw.
Okay, yeah.
Hasn't been beaten yet this preparation, and all wins have just seen improvement, natural improvement. And I think here it can probably almost control this race. A lot of these horses may want to sit just off the pace. I guess the main danger is Papillon Berlin as the pace up front, but I think Jigsaw is good enough to either take up the running here or just sit on the outside here and burn away at the top and make them chase. A lot of the horses that will be running on are drawn quite wide, which does help them, but they're going to have to sweep wide and be storming home. And I'm talking about the likes of Benedetta and Bella Nipotina.
Yep.
So I think Bella Nipotina can run a really good race here. Just put a line through last start. It goes great at the Valley. It's third up here, and its first up run at Flemington was very good. It's a really good price at $9. I won't be letting it get under my guard, but Jigsaw on top for me. Bella Nipotina and Benedetta, the dangers.
Yeah, I was. I'm hoping there's just natural pace from a big field, but you're right in that Jigsaw and in the Congo may well control this. I end up looking for swoopers. I do have Imperatriz. I agree it should be favourite. Hardest to be out of the chasing Artorias form there. Was pretty brave in that race too. But I'm looking at the two swoopers down the outside, and that'll be Bella Nipotina, as you said. Just forgive that run up the straight. That wasn't like her. Two of the best runs of the spring were her at the Valley. First of all, should have beaten Coolangatta, sitting 3 wide, then destroyed the Manicato field. I think the outside gate swoops, gives her last shot here. And the horse that'll be coming with it is King of Sparta. I thought that wasn't a bad run, going back and watching the Oakley Plate. Maybe an 1,100 metre horse best distance, but I think swooping's on at $14 as well. They're going to be my two best results. King of Sparta and Bella Nipotina. I'm hoping Benedetta comes out and runs on the weekend where it will bolt in. But great race, tremendous field. Looking forward to seeing it. And we'll wrap up with the mile Alexandra Stakes for the fillies, a Group 3. This isn't a strong field, and I think the favourite's clearly got the best form. We'll see. We've both tipped Revolutionary Miss earlier, but gets a right run here under Blake McDougall, Papillon Club. Royal Long on the pace, and should get it really too easy. If it does, it'll be off and gone on the bend. Only horse I'm really, concerned about would be the up-and-comer in Tass, because we don't quite know a ceiling on it just yet, but I think it's going to be very hard to beat here.
Yeah, I had a very similar view. Papillon Club does look very hard to beat here, and I did think you were right. I did think Tass, the up-and-comer, was the main danger here. Won brilliantly at Moonee Valley last start, but that was a maiden. Stepping up here to Group 3 company is a big ask. But Papillon Club just does look to get the right run.
Beautiful. Have you got a best and value for progroupracing.com.au at Moonee Valley on William Reid Stakes Day?
Yeah, race 3, number 1, Brave Mead is my best, and my value is race 2, number 4, It's Kind of Magic.
Race 8, number 1, Papillon Club should win the last. My value will go in the feature. Race 7, number 3, King of Sparta, around the $15. I think it'll give you a great sight, swooping down the middle if that's the way the track is playing. Have you had a look anywhere else around Australia on Friday?
I haven't had a look anywhere else around Australia on Friday, mate. Just stuck with the Valley. Might save me money for there, or we'll have a look earlier. Maybe put out a few tips on the site for earlier in the day.
Yep, no problem at all. I will see you tomorrow. We've got 2 ripping cards, as I said, from Rosehill and Flemington to dissect tomorrow morning. Looking forward to talking about all of that, and we will talk to everyone then. Good luck tomorrow night, punters, and we'll catch you in the weekend. See you guys.